a lot of times people leave the church physically. I know this is true for me. I physically left the church long before I emotionally left it.
Okay. Okay.
So, do you think that it is true
Mm-hmm.
when someone is starting their deconstruction, they leave the church physically, they're not attending, but their emotions are still connected to it?
I think it could be either way. It depends on the individual's experience. It depends on what do you have to protect. So for you, it makes sense to me
Yeah.
that
yeah, yeah.
emotionally it took longer to pull away.
Yeah.
There's so much tied into that for you.
Yeah.
There's not just religious trauma.
It's
There's
a family
trauma.
Yeah.
There's identity trauma. There's a number of things
Yeah.
tied up in that. I think, and I share with you, I'm on a bit of a deconstruction journey, but I think that's a good word. As a clinician, that's what I want us to do, whether we're talking about religion or not. Let's break this down to elements.
Yeah.
Right? Let's break
Yeah.
this thing that you brought that you're wrestling with
Right.
down to elements. And then we can rebuild based on, so those elements are belief systems. Let's sort out what's lies, what's absolute truths, what you want to keep. So that when you rebuild, you can rebuild based on values that you choose and align with. That's deconstruction. Now that it's applied to religion, like cool. But the process to me is healthy.
It's a construct.
It's a construct. And I think it's a great picture. I love the construct, right? We're talking about concrete thinkers and artists. Like there's not a building that's made without, you got to go all the way back to a blueprint. All the way back to a blueprint.
And let me say this. Let me even go further than that. When we talk about deconstruction, we talk about purity culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've even challenged myself to it wasn't enough for me to just deconstruct or even decolonize religion. So listen,
that's a whole thing.
Well, that's a whole
thing.
So, but the thing is that the decolonization of religion ties so much into purity culture because of what we're experiencing right now, the climate that we're living in. But one word I'll say before we go back into that about the deconstruct or deconstructing something, taking it apart. I realized when I was deconstructing that I was left with just the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And there was cracks in the foundation, girl.
Mm-hmm.
So then...
Good thing you found them.
Well, good thing I
deconstructed.
Well, my house found them out. Well, the thing is that I had a breakdown, so that's why I was able to find them.
Okay. Yeah.
So the cracks in the foundation was what started shaking the house.
Mm-hmm. You know, I love good metaphor.
I know, girl.
Or simile. I don't know what it is, but whatever.
I don't even know what it is. Analogy, metaphor, whatever. But the cracks in the foundation is what began to shake the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I started taking it apart. Like, where is this coming from? Well, I get down to my foundation, and the foundation was cracked. Now I tried to patch up the foundation. But then I had to dig a little deeper.
Sometimes you got to jackhammer that.
And realize that the foundation only cracked because the ground that the foundation was built upon wasn't the right ground. So then I went further and I had to excavate that.
Mm-hmm.
And as I excavated it, I'm like, oh, snap.
That shit's expensive.
That shit's expensive. It's costly.
Yes.
Cost me a lot.
Yes.
But then guess what else?
What?
I also had to realize this ain't good ground.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pick up and move and go to a whole other plot of land.
Okay. Wow. All right, girl, work this. Okay.
And so this is the analogy that I use when I talk about my process of deconstruction. It wasn't just me deconstructing something. I went through that, found the foundation crack, did all of that, and only to realize that I can't even build on the same land.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the estrangement.
Highly, highly costly.
Yes. And
so you've moved.
I moved.
And now what?
And now
what's the process?
We sit here and we're like, okay, we're filming this and so these thoughts around my body and it being evil and me and sex and all these things started to come to surface in midlife when I hit like perimenopause. I started realizing some things, which is when a lot of women do start realizing these things. And so I'm in this particular phase of my life where I'm 45, I'll be 46 in a month. And I'm like, wow, like the latter part of writing this book was when the sexual purity culture stuff started to shift. That was the
Okay.
last bit of it.
So you think that's related to how you've had to study your body during this season?
Oh,
Is that what you're
100%.
saying?
I think
Okay.
I've had, and I think that
Yeah.
that's why this topic is so
Mm.
emotionally like connected to me, and why it's so important for me to get this out to our girls and our boys and men and women who are younger
Hmm.
and earlier in their deconstruction, right? So I feel like coming up, purity culture was framed as sexually dangerous. Like that was
Morally
and
dangerous.
more, yeah, morally
Um,
dangerous,
um,
sexually dangerous.
just your for your life. Like it's
Yes. Like
yeah.
like ooh, like contaminating.
Mhm.